afternoon, guys. Welcome to another episode of Kev's Wild Kitchen. Today on the fire I'm going to be doing a barbecue spatchcocked chicken with homemade Texas barbecue sauce and some potatoes with onions. So stay tuned and let's get cooking. Okay, on the ingredient list today we have dark muscovado sugar, tomato ketchup, smoked paprika, cider vinegar, orange, garlic, butter, and optional liquid smoke. That's going to be for our Texas barbecue sauce. Then we have our chicken, which we're going to dust with our favourite rub. I use an angel wings rub. Then for our potatoes and onions, we're going to let that down with a little bit of pancetta, just to give us that smoky taste, and also corn on the cob, which we're going to finish off on the fire. So let's get done. So let's get ourselves prepped. What we're basically going to be doing is spatchcocking the chicken. So for that we're going to be taking out this breastbone. Now for that you want to use ideally a good set of scissors. And all we basically do is run our scissors down the breastbone until we get to the parson's nose and right through. And we go the other side of the bone, the tailbone, the spine. Some of these are quite difficult to get through. And there we go. So that's our bone out. Okay, now what we do is take a good sharp knife. I don't know if you can see this here, but this is the breastbone here. You see that clearly? So all you want to do is just give that a little slice and then pull it apart. Okay, and then our chicken is now spatchcocked. So what I'm also going to do now is I'm going to score the breast quite deeply. To say I want it when it's on the fire to cook sort of fairly evenly. Okay, same on this side. You can do the thighs, but the thighs on there are quite thin, so I'm not worried too much. Okay, now as I say, I use an angel wings rub, so I'm going to give it a good liberal dusting. This is the messy bit. Quite a nice rub. Get that massage. Both sides. Now what I'm going to do with this then is put it on a tray. Give it a couple of hours to season up. Just to marinate in while I get this fire going. There we go, ready for the fire. So just because I enjoyed it so much last time, I've used some of the steel wool and a 9-volt battery. Let's get this going. Go. I think that's very cool. Give that 20 minutes and then we'll get the chicken on. Cool. I think it's time for a beer. Beautiful. So let's get our barbecue sauce ready, and it couldn't be as simpler as this. Your tomato ketchup in, which is 200 grams roughly. $100 of dark muscovado sugar, all in the same bowl, so it's smoked out. Cider vinegar, 25 grams of butter. We have 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Let's get that in there. 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Lovely stuff, this. And then 2 teaspoons of liquid smoke. Just gives that extra dimension. Okay, and this is what I've got: hickory smoke. Just bought it off Amazon. Pretty good. Smells amazing. And then what we also need is 1 orange clementine, seeing as though it's Christmas. Just the juice of half. But as it's small, I'm going to go in with a whole one. And then literally all we're going to do is get it on the heat. Okay. We'll get that warming through. And then until they're all mixed. And there we go. So, sauce coming along. Let's give it a nice little seasoner, nice little bit of smoked salt. Little pepper. Give that a stir. You can see how glossy that is. This can then come off the heat, start to cool, and then that's going to be the glaze as well for our chicken. Beautiful. So let's get this chicken on. What I'm going to do initially is put it skin side down, get some colour, get that starting to cook through. What I roughly do is sort of check this every 15 minutes, keep turning it, keep basting it, and then I'll show you that process. Be rude enough to have another quick pint while I'm watching the fire. Cheers everyone. So we've gone on for 15 minutes, so I'm just going to give it its first turn and its first baste. Shouldn't actually be too warm yet. Looking good though. The skin's really starting to crisp up a bit. So what we're going to do now is get our barbecue sauce on. We're going to do this maybe 3 or 4 times. Get a nice layer of sauce, and obviously when that goes back over, the sugars in the sauce will caramelise, and this will be absolutely delicious. So nice covering. Let that all soak in. Another 15 minutes, we'll turn, do the other side. And this will be great. So I've turned it once off camera. Let's get it turned again. Oh, look at that. So roughly every 15 minutes, as I say, I'm going to give it a good sort of hour and a half, just to sort of slow cook it, make sure it's done all the way through, nicely caramelised, feel these sugars, we get a nice sticky glaze on top, and obviously the meat's cooked all the way. Beautiful smoky colour, really happy. So our chicken's coming along nicely. So I've prepped all the veg for the potatoes and onions, and it literally is that, potatoes and onions and obviously a little bit of bacon. What I'm sort of looking for, I go for, is sort of that size. What I'm going to do is a little bit of oil, butter, onion, pancetta, potatoes, and let them come to nice like roast potatoes almost. I've also got some corn, fresh corn, which I've pre-boiled for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to finish off them on the fire just to get that little bit of char. It's always a nice feeling, always a nice taste. So I'll get that pan on the heat, and then we go from there. The chicken is good to go, so let's get this off and we'll get this starting to rest up. There we go. We'll give that a good half an hour rest while I get these potatoes on. So here comes the rain. So as our pan's warming off, what we're going to do is go in with quite a bit of vegetable oil. We always want the potatoes to sort of shallow fry. So quite a bit. And then we'll let that oil warm through. Hardly a speed pour out now. We'll let that warm through, and then we'll get the potatoes on. So our oil's sizzling away. Going with our potatoes. Couple more. Get them coated. And we'll get them cooking away. I think this will take about half an hour, roughly. Get them all nice and coated. And then I'll see you in a minute. So the potatoes starting to cook away. So what I'm going to do now is add the pancetta. Just add a little bit more fattiness to the pan. Mix up. Almost want the pancetta to go a little bit crispy. Quite a lot longer yet. So our pancetta is nice and crispy. Potatoes are colouring up lovely and softening up. And now what I'm going to do is go in with a knob of butter and also our onions. Give all this out. And all I'm going to wait for it to do is the butter to melt, give a nice bit of colour, and our onions to soften up. And then we're going to be ready to serve. I always find that just adding a little knob of butter at the end just gives it a lovely sort of sheen, adds that extra bit of fat to the pan. Really looking forward to this. So for our last couple of minutes, I'm also going to go in with the corn, just to add a little bit of colour. As I say, bear in mind these are already cooked. Just to colour them up a little bit, and then we're ready to serve. We're pretty much there with our potatoes, so last, just a sprinkle of freshness with some parsley out the herb garden. Give it a quick mix up. Looking fantastic. Crispy pancetta, soft onions, crispy potatoes. Beautiful. Getting that corn all coloured. It's got a little bit of butter. Just going to wipe on these. Just keep turning them. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Let's get that colour going on there. Lovely. So here we have it. Let's get this carved up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take some of the breast off. Mind the fingers. Never too bad seeing as I'm cooking for the family, so I don't think they mind. Oh, that is beautiful. Take it off that bone. Well guys, I am extremely happy with that. Just do a big portion for me. Our potatoes, onions and pancetta, which I must admit smell incredible. A nice corn. What I'm going to do is also get a bit of this barbecue sauce. Just drizzle that over the top of the chicken. So, now it's for a taste. Right, so that was a really enjoyable cook, to be truthful. Let's have a taste. These potatoes and the onions. Oh, soft potatoes, buttery. That pancetta gives it that bite. It's the chicken, the barbecue sauce. Oh, amazing. Anyway, you can see it. Really, really nice. I mean, I've done this barbecue sauce quite a few times. Even just made it like on the hob and then put it on chicken breasts. Really tasty. But something about doing it on the fire, it's romantic, and I love it. But guys, thank you again for joining me for another video. Really good. I'm really enjoying doing it. Hope you guys are like seeing what I'm doing. Just having a bit of fun, really. But obviously Christmas time, it's currently the 23rd. And all I'd like to say is Merry Christmas. Hope you all have a good one, and look forward to next year. Speak to you soon. Take care.